Hello, my name is David Duffy. I'm a retired physician. This is the 24th presentation we've had. This will be the conclusion of our little series. Today we're going to think about things we should remember and apply in our health. The human body is elegantly designed. The metabolism is amazing. The biochemistry is unbelievable. The body has the capacity to heal itself. Diseases are efforts on the body's part to repair and deal with imbalances. In our normal life, we need oxygen, protein, carbohydrates, vitamins, water, and emotional stimulation and experiences and activities. That is part of health. Way back 500 BC, Hippocrates made some very important observations. When people get sick, they eat less. A person who's healthy can eat more food than a person who is sick. And on that basis, Hippocrates adjusted the diet to treat the sick. That was his skill. He also noted that when you get sick, the healing process involves having symptoms. You have a runny nose, you have diarrhea, you have fever, you have chills, whatever. The third observation of Hippocrates said that you, the individual, are the only one who can judge whether this is good or bad for you. How you feel really has to determine decisions about your health, your diet, whatever. Now, in our classic understanding of physiology, the body has signals of illness. There are signals that tell you that something's wrong. When you bump your knee, it hurts. Pain indicates injury. When you overeat, you get indigestion. Pain brings your attention to the digestive system and says, hey, stop eating that. If you have gathered clogged atherosclerosis in your heart blood vessels and you try to exercise, you get chest pain called angina. That's a signal that something's wrong with your heart. When you have a viral illness called the common cold, your mucus pours out. Mucus pours out from your nose. When you have asthma, you are wheezing. You get sick and you feel wheezing. If you're allergic to something, you might get a rash. The body reacts in those ways. And we've recognized those as symptoms of illness. Illness also occurs when there are deficiencies in life-sustaining factors. If you continually go without sleep, you feel it. If you're continuously malnourished, it has its consequence. If the body is malfunctioning, your thyroid is not producing enough hormone, and you feel tired, you feel cold, you gain weight, you slow down, you're not functioning properly. Another example is scurvy, vitamin C deficiency. You have a deficiency that's not allowing your body to keep repair mechanism in place. So you start feeling tired, you have aches in your arms and your legs, your skin becomes thin and it easily bruises, it could bleed, you have bleeding gums. That is a vitamin C deficiency. And of course, iron deficiency can cause anemia. You feel tired, you're short of breath, your body is not functioning properly. Now, in our modern society, we have standard medical care. Something's wrong, doctor, I have this and this and this. What's wrong? He gives you a diagnosis. He says you have a blankety blank. You have diabetes, you have hypertension, whatever the word to describe this thing, and you are given something to help you, something to feel better, something to treat that diagnosis. Okay? But that really does not explain to you why you are sick and what you can do about it. That's what I'm concerned with. That's what I call self-reliant medicine. My first suggestion is for you to take an interest in your own health and the health of your loved ones. You need to become a student of your personal health and those who you're concerned about. Second, nourish your body with the best available food. The best available food. I cannot tell you exactly what to eat because I have no idea what you like, what's available, what you can afford, and those kind of things. You have to make that decision. It is a truth that whole fruits and vegetables are good food. That is desirable. The more of that you can take, the better. Also, minimally processed grains, legumes, meat, fish, and dairy. Those are life-sustaining foods that have protein, that have vitamins. And when you cook them to be edible, that is best. If you over-process them and remove some of the food value, that is not so good, but you have to make your own judgment of what's available. The third recommendation is listen to your body and cooperate. Those symptoms that you have, you're tired, you have pain, you have mucus, you're allergic, you have hay fever, you're coughing and sneezing, you have a skin rash, you have indigestion, you're vomiting, you have diarrhea, you have fever. Those are all mild symptoms that indicate something is wrong, but they don't tell you the diagnosis. It could be a number of reasons for those symptoms. Now, when you have such symptoms, if they are serious and you are very sick, obviously you consult the doctor, you go to the emergency room, you get professional care. But in addition to that, you should have your own healing plan. You should have your normal response to getting sick. What does that include? Rest. You're sick, you don't have energy, your body says, I'm tired. Allow your body to rest. Get some extra sleep. Slow down. Stop pushing yourself. Allow your body to rest. Why is that? Because then the energy that you do have can focus on the healing process. Slow down, catch up on your sleep. Simplify your diet. If you feel sick, maybe a little soup, maybe a little juice, maybe a little hot broth or something, but you're not going to have a big meal. Allow the symptoms to run their course. If you have pain in your ankle, rest it, put it up. Don't walk. Don't move. Let it heal. Let the poison out, let the mucus out, whatever. Now, obviously, if the symptoms are intolerable, you're having excruciating pain, you're having intractable diarrhea, obviously you go to the doctor, get the proper medicine to slow it down and make it tolerable. That's fine. It's too much. You want to adjust it so that you have to bear, but we still have to have a healing process because suppressing symptoms is not the same thing as healing. Now, I recommend that you recognize your own metabolic alarm bells. What are the most common symptoms that you have and why are you having those? You may have a sensitive stomach. You may get headaches. You may get dizziness. You may have a sleepless night or insomnia. You have itching. Those are the symptoms that you're like a frequent flyer. You're having frequently those kind of symptoms. Well, they're trying to tell you something. We want to figure out what your body is trying to tell you. Typically, when we get sick, we have been deviating from our health in some way. After a busy 2 or 3 weeks of hard work, getting less sleep, putting yourself under pressure, you don't feel right. That has been a lot of stress. You've been on a vacation, you've gone on a road trip, business trip, and you've been eating in hotels, and you've been off your diet, and you can feel it. Maybe for the last 3 months or a year or whatever, you have had these little symptoms that you've been ignoring, and finally you get it. You've been doing something that's not healthy, and your body is saying, that's enough. Stop. Now, in order to understand yourself, I believe you need to do a little research. You need to calibrate your body. In your pattern of in your lifestyle, in your pattern of living, what is the balance between whole food and junk food? What is the balance between adequate sleep and too little sleep? What is the balance between exercise and no exercise? What is the balance between positive relationships and negative relationships? What is the balance between optimism, faith, trust in God versus pessimism, worry, and depressed feelings, giving up feelings? Okay. Now, you need to figure out the configuration that works best for you. When you have a good day, why? What is the component that makes it a good day? You didn't get angry, you didn't get anxious, you had a good night's sleep, you feel love from your family or your friends. What is a bad day? You got upset, you didn't get enough sleep. What throws you off? What makes you function. And we make a note of all that and know the balance that works best for us. Are you a morning person? Are you a night person? Are you, where do you feel about temperature and humidity, and you need sunshine? All those kind of little personal details that make you feel good and make you feel bad. You should make a note of it and know, write it down and understand what is your best setting in your life for your lifestyle. Okay. Now, inevitably, we're going to have everything right thrown off. We're going to be put into situations where there is no way we can avoid unhealthy deviations from our ideal life. That's what life is all about. There's a work crisis. The child is sick and in the hospital. You've had an upsetting experience. You've lost, somebody has died. You've had an unforeseen disaster. You were shoveling snow and now you throw your back off. All of those things can occur, will occur, and if we're prepared, as they say, we should not fear. After you've gone through this episode, your body has been heroic. You have worked hard. You have gotten along on little sleep. You have held your temper. You have been so good. And now it's over. You're tired. You're exhausted. This is the time you're wiped out. Inevitably, of course, you're wiped out. You've been through a lot. Now, please allow your body to recuperate. Catch up on your sleep. Go to bed early. Don't schedule anything on the weekend. Just sit there and do nothing. Slow down, doze off, watch some dumb television show and just let it out. Get back on your cleansing diet. Eat light, have the juices, have the fruits, don't have things heavy, eat what you can digest. If you're not hungry, don't eat, that kind of thing. Follow your body signals, catch up on your sleep, and protect yourself from stress. Okay, does that make sense? I'm encouraging you to apply that in your life. Now, there comes the question of the big diseases that are going to catch you. What do you do about that? Is there a family history of a bad thing? Did your mother have cancer? Did your father have whatever, a stroke? We should be aware of the weaknesses that we carry in our body. We should also be aware of the wonderful things. If your father had a heart attack or whatever, but he gave you the genes to be good at music or math or whatever it is, the good things about you come from the same person that gives you the weaknesses. And you get weaknesses so that you can learn to deal with weaknesses and take care of yourself in spite of the weaknesses. So perhaps you have a tendency to have diabetes, heart disease, cancer, whatever. What can you do about it? My answer is you do what makes sense to you. We can't go into some ritualistic health nut seance kind of instructions to do this and this and this that don't make sense. It has to be doable. It has to be affordable. It has to be enjoyable. So that's where you have to choose and figure out what works best for you. You're going to get all sorts of advice. You have to do this, 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 or you should take this and Metabos. You're taking handfuls of powder and pills and vitamins. No, 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 no. If you have a deficiency, you need a vitamin, that's fine. But listen to your body. That is much more important than following all sorts of food fad things. So you do what makes sense to you and you make your life meaningful. You work hard. People depend upon you. You are bearing burdens. You are working very hard. You serve the community. You have an important role. You are a leader, whatever it is. You are a musician. Whatever you do best, whatever makes sense to you and whatever makes you the person you are, we want to maintain that within reasonable limits. As a matter of fact, our motivation to stay healthy is so we can be our best self, not just sit around feeling sick and feeling useless. Do what you can do with what God has given you so you can be healthy enough to be yourself. I hope you have enjoyed my little series of thoughts about healing and giving you an insight into how the body works and how it heals. And I hope that this has helped you. And I say thank you.